Hi, and welcome to Use It or Lose It, where I help you get every penny out of your food dollar and try and keep food waste out of the landfill so we can do our little part for climate change. Well, hooray, it's soup season. So long before the soup Nazi, I had a boyfriend who told me that I should have a soup-only restaurant. I love soup, make great soup, and when you've got vegetables that are a little past their prime, soup is a great way to use them up. So in this case, I had a red pepper that, part had gone a little squishy on part of it, so I cut that off. I also had lurking in my fridge half a can of cream of mushroom soup. I kind of have moved past all of those cream of mushroom soup recipes. It's the glue that holds food together. But I stumbled on something and thought I'd give it a try, and I don't even remember what it was, so it clearly wasn't very memorable or very good. But there is something that I have made frequently that I consider to be a pantry meal. So what happens when you take a can of creamed corn and a can of cream of mushroom soup plus a can of milk? You get corn chowder. Well, we're going to step that up a little bit. So I have that half a can of cream of mushroom soup, and lo and behold, I had a can of creamed corn in the pantry. Just a month or two past its best by date, so definitely time to move that out. So today we're making potato and corn chowder, and these are ingredients you probably have on hand at all times, or, buy that can of creamed corn just in case. So I'm going to start by sauteing my red pepper and onion, and then we're going to dump everything else in there. Now, since I don't usually have milk, but what do I have? Canned evaporated milk. And remember that because it's evaporated, it has a similar mouthfeel to cream, but without all the calories. So we're going to use that today. So I kind of have everything pre-cooked. I pre-cooked my potatoes and my corn. So it's the end of fresh corn season. I had 3 ears that definitely had to get cooked up, just so you know. For example, so this is what one of the three looks like. So I'm just going to cut off this brown part, and you can, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of wrinkly. It was getting a little dried out. I'm going to use this to make a small amount of makshu, which is a classic southern side dish of corn, tomato, bacon, onion, and milk or cream. And so that'll be on a future episode. But today we're focusing on soup because it's a little chilly out there. So we're going to get going. Put our little bit of oil in the pan, and of course we want to have hot pan. Probably should have had this going when I started talking. Oh well. Anyhow, so you can see here are our simple ingredients. The red pepper, onion, cooked potatoes. I like to leave the skin on because there's a lot of nutrients in there, and also it helps identify them when you're like, hey, what's this chunk of something? And then the cooked corn, oops, there it is, that I've stripped off the cob. I'm holding on to the cobs because when I make the makshu, I'm going to try milking them and see if I can't get some of that yummy corn juice out of there. Something that, you can do. You can also boil them to, get that corn flavor infused into whatever you're making. All right. So in go our aromatics. Ooh, love the sizzle. We're just going to saute those up a little bit to get them soft before we add in all the other stuff. And I'm using the big pot because invariably with something like this, I think it'll fit in the little 3-quart, and it never does. So better to have too much room than not enough. No need for you to see my hat collection. Right. Those are getting nice and soft. Ooh, smells good already. And another thing about this chowder is really there's not really any seasonings that you need beyond salt and pepper. It's kind of, you know, this comforting, simple, creamy sort of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and dump in, you're just about done. It's okay if they finish cooking while the soup simmers. Actually, what I'm going to do is dump in my can of creamed corn, because I want to kind of eyeball how much of these other ingredients, because you know I'm always winging it. I cut up, that's a large potato, and this is 2 ears of corn. And this is pretty corny cream of corn, but having that fresh corn in there will, you know, brighten up the flavor. All right, that's in. Woo! And now my half a can of cream of mush soup. Oop. Whenever you're using canned evaporated milk, make sure that you shake it well and that you also stir it right before you put it in, because the milk solids tend to settle, so you kind of got to make sure you get up all that good stuff. All right, put that in. Ooh. And let's give that a stir. Now also, because I'm using canned products, I'm going to go a little easy on the salt, because usually there's more than enough salt in processed foods, but you know, we will give it a taste. All right, so now I'm going to put in my potatoes, and I'm feeling sassy. I'm going to put in the whole thing, because I got room. And I'm going to go ahead and add all the corn. What the heck? You're the only ones who are watching, so who would know? Okay. So, oh my gosh, this looks so pretty with that red pepper in there. Hang on a second, let me get it stirred up real well. And then you can see how pretty this is. You know what I always say, you eat with your eyes first. And having colorful food, just, I don't know about you, but it just makes me feel better when it's pretty. All right, so here is, ooh, this is going to be challenging, what it looks like. So you can see those flecks of red, the chunks of yellow. It's beautiful. So now I'm just going to give it a little taste to see if it's going to need salt. I'm going to go ahead and put my pepper in there. And when I'm ready to serve this, I am going to crumble on some cooked bacon, because this, you know, just screams for a little bacon garnish. I'm not going to put it in with it while it simmers, because then it'll get all flabby, and who wants flabby bacon? Not I. All right, we'll stir in that pepper. You see how easy this is. Once you get your prep work done, you just kind of dump it all in, and then we're going to let it simmer so that the flavors meld. Could use a little bit of salt, since we added other stuff in there. Ooh, that is oniony onion. Ooh. That will mellow as this simmers. Okay, so it definitely has to cook so that those onions cook down a bit and all the flavors meld. Whew. Boy, easy on the onions. But, so I'm going to let this simmer for a good 20 to 30 minutes because that's what it's going to need for all of those flavors to come together, finish cooking all of the ingredients. So I'll be back in a little while for the taste test. See you then. Okay, so it's been 15, 20 minutes. Time to give it a little taste to see if we need to adjust our seasonings. Mmm. Mmm. So corny. Could use, I lied, a little more salt. But remember, we're going to be crumbling bacon on top, so we don't want to go too crazy. And definitely needs more pepper, because it could use a little oomph. You could even use a touch of cayenne or crushed red pepper if you like your food spicy, but that's not what I'm going for with this, so we'll just go with standard freshly ground black pepper. Give that a stir. Oh, so pretty. And if you really wanted to make this colorful, you could also add some peas in there. Not quite, you know, your typical chowder ingredients, but, you know, a little green wouldn't hurt it. Yeah, now it tastes like something. Okay. So, I'm gonna put some of that in our bowl so you can see all this beautiful creamy goodness. And now we finish it off with some of our crumbled bacon on top. And if you saw my freezer episode, this is bacon that I had rolled up, 2 slices, rolled up, frozen in the ice cube tray, and I just defrosted it for 30 seconds and then cooked it off for 3 minutes to get it nice and crispy. And so that was about half a slice of bacon. So here is our beautiful finished product. You can see the red peppers, the crumbled bacon, chunks of potato. So I'm really glad I added all of that fresh corn because it really makes it look better, and it really did kick up that fresh corn flavor. So I'm very excited about this because it's a chilly day and I'm going to enjoy my beautiful potato and corn chowder that, as you can see, once you've done your prep work, you cut up that potato, cook the corn, slice up the onion and red peppers, dump it all together, let it simmer a bit for the flavors to meld, add that creamed corn, cream of mushroom soup, and evaporated milk, and voila, it's as simple as that. And I got rid of some stuff that was on its way out, and so the only thing going to the landfill are my corn cobs, and like I said, I'm going to milk those a bit to add to my mock choux when I make that. So that's it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!